So ever since I started my first YouTube channel about a year ago, people kept asking me what video editing software I use to make my videos and what I use to make my thumbnails. And since recently, I've gotten quite a number of compliments and questions about my thumbnails after I posted this video. Now, while I shared some insights in my DMs, I just thought that it'd just be a better idea to create a step-by-step video tutorial on how I create my thumbnail, and I threw this video idea out to my Instagram audience, and majority of you guys voted for this video. Okay, so I know most of us, we just want to jump straight into the practical, but I need to get some important theory out of the way first. So a lot of people wait until the last minute to create their custom thumbnails, and as a result of that, you find that they don't put as much effort or thought into it as they would brainstorming or creating their videos. What a lot of people don't know, especially those who are just starting out YouTube, is that your thumbnail is just as critical to the whole process of getting views. It actually contributes to your P-score and helps the YouTube algorithm decide if it should push your video out to more people by assessing your click-through rate. So what's the click-through rate? The click-through rate is basically how many persons clicked on your video after viewing its thumbnail. So say YouTube pushed your video out to 1,000 people and only 100 out of that 1,000 clicked on your video after viewing the thumbnail. So your click-through rate for that is 10%. Now I know 10% sounds low, but it's actually not, because according to vidIQ, the average YouTuber, they score between a 2% to a 10% click-through rate for their thumbnails. And this thumbnail actually did pretty well because it scored at 10.2%. Bottom line is, you need to have good thumbnails, because if you're not getting clicks, YouTube is gonna be like, no one is clicking on this video, maybe we shouldn't promote it as much. Yeah, so it's just as important as your average watch time, your engagement rate that you have going on in the comments, and your SEO skills. So bear that in mind. Okay, let's start making some thumbnails. So the first thing that I do before making my thumbnail is to really sit and think about some of the elements that I'd like to show on my thumbnails. Elements could mean like text, facial expressions, or any tangible item that really represents the whole topic of your video. Elements that will really, bring across the narrative that I'm trying to get across in my video. So for example, the last video I did, quarantine in Jamaica, all island curfew, I knew I wanted a Jamaican flag to represent that. So I'm gonna go on Google and I'm gonna get me a Jamaican flag. Also, quarantine, right? What do I think of when I hear the word quarantine? I knew I wanted something to represent me being stuck at home, so a living room maybe. Now I could just take a random photo or a screenshot of a video of me being in the house, but because I'm not working with any fancy camera equipment and the lighting in my house really sucks, that wouldn't be the best option for creating your thumbnail, would it? So nope, I'm gonna try and get me a professional photo or of some random living room, and the living room is gonna act as my background for the thumbnail. And if you realize, a lot of high quality pictures, the background is blurred, so that's what I want. So I could do this in Photoshop, but that's only gonna take up time. So I'm just gonna Google blurred pic of a living room, and we're gonna use that. And we found the winner. Okay, so on to taking some photos of myself for the video. Remember I said I'm working with a low camera quality, so taking a screenshot from a 30 frames per sec HD video, 1280 by 720, isn't gonna look that appealing. My phone has an 8 megapixel rear camera. The good thing about these phones though is that they take really nice pictures close up, and that's exactly what we want for our thumbnails, because people are more likely to click on your thumbnail if it has a close-up picture of your face on it, unless you're ugly. But yeah, I draw me. But yeah, if you don't believe me, you can research it or take a look at what I have here. And it's great if you have Photoshop, because maybe you got some pimples or some spots that you aren't too confident about displaying in your thumbnail, and we can just clean that up in Photoshop. Okay, so I went ahead and I saved the photos in this folder, and I put that right on my desktop so I can have easy access to it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to open up 3 software applications. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open up Microsoft Word. Yes, Microsoft Word, and I'm going to open 2 Microsoft Word tabs. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna open up Chrome, and I'm just gonna open up Canva. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with Canva by now. So here we have Canva, and I'm also gonna open up Photoshop. If you guys don't have Photoshop, it's okay, I'll accommodate you, because a lot of the stuff that I use Photoshop for, it can be done in Canva or online. So I'm gonna tell you guys about that in a moment. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna come over here to the left side, and we're gonna hit create a design, and you're gonna select the option that says YouTube thumbnail, and this is gonna give you the exact dimensions for creating a YouTube thumbnail, which is very important. So here we are. So what you want to do now, the photos that we just saved from Google Images, we're going to open them up in Canva. So we're going to hit uploads, and we're going to look for them, and we're going to just bring them on over here. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to put my living room here in the background, make sure that it fits. And then what I want to do now, I'm gonna put my Jamaican flag on top of that. I'm gonna drag it out a little bit so it fits perfectly. Now if you look now, we can't see the living room, so what's the purpose, right? But we're gonna just make it a little bit see-through, make it transparent so you can see. You see that? How cool is that? Now you could do this in Photoshop, but it's just a lot quicker in Canva. Okay, let me just undo this because I'm not seeing the living room now. Okay, there we go. How transparent do I want this? Okay, I think that's fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm going to save this, and I'm gonna put it in my little folder, my WIP thumbnail folder that I've created. Let me open that up and see how it looks. Join folder. Yeah, let me just, okay, there we go. Let me just rename that so we don't get confused. Hit the rename and thumbnail background. There we go. And I'm just gonna cut this and put it in my folder, in my work in progress thumbnail folder. There we go. Okay, now so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this photo and 2 other pictures that I've taken of myself in Photoshop. Okay, so this is the photo that I decided that I'm gonna use because it looks crazy, right? And I remember saying that, you know, in quarantine, I feel like I'm having a mental breakdown sometimes. So yeah, I'm gonna choose a picture that, you know, perfectly describes that. And I think I look crazy enough in this picture. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna work with this picture. Yeah, crazy and confused. So what I'm gonna do next is, usually I just remove the background you can hit the magic wand tool or the quick selection tool, and you can select that and delete the background. But I'm not gonna do that because I want some of the background to create this cool outline. So instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the lasso tool and I'm just going to draw around that. So basically I'm just drawing around, just trying to get that outline, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just wait and see what we're gonna do next. So just draw around it, make sure that it connects. There we go. And then you're gonna copy this. So you're gonna select Ctrl+C, go over to the next tab with our background, and you're just gonna paste it. Ctrl+V for paste, and we're gonna resize this so it fits. So let me just size that up so it doesn't look too absurd. There we go. Bring it up a little bit. Okay, and that seems perfect enough. Okay, so do you realize how harsh the outline is around my face and stuff? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the eraser tool. Look at how harsh these lines are. We don't want that. So I'm gonna select the eraser tool and I'm gonna choose the blur type of effect. Yeah, I'm gonna choose the blur type of effect right there. I think the eraser is too big, so I might like resize it. So let me just click a smaller option, size 37. That's good enough. And I'm just gonna like erase around the edges so it can look soft. I want like a soft edge. You see that? Let me just zoom back out. Yeah, so this definitely makes the outline look way softer. Just gonna continue and go around the edges so it can blend, you know, so it can blend a bit better. Okay, do you see the difference? Do you see the difference? Okay, there we go. Go back over it one more time. Okay, go ahead to the other picture that I've taken. I'm just gonna repeat the same steps that I did for my first photo. So there we go. We're just drawing around, trying to get some of that background because I want that cute little soft outline when I put it onto my background image. So there we go. I'm gonna copy this now. So Ctrl+C, go over back here, Ctrl+V to paste, and I'm going to resize it so it fits perfectly. Okay. So for this option, you're gonna select Ctrl+T if you want the option of moving it all around and stuff and resizing. Okay, there we go. I think this is perfect. I don't want it to be the same size as the first photo, so this is perfect. Okay, and we click enter. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna select the erase tool, and basically we're just doing the same thing that we did the first time. That's better. So see, we basically already have a thumbnail, but I want to add some text to this. So you can add the text in Photoshop, but for some reason it has been giving me a lot of problems lately. So what we're gonna do now, we're just gonna open Microsoft Word, and we're just gonna type in Microsoft Word. Let me get it to font size 48, and I'm gonna choose a color. I think I'm gonna go with wait, let me pick an outline first. It's very important to have an outline, guys, preferably black. But choose a color. I want to go for like what do you call it now? I want to go for more like a goldish color, something gold. Okay, let me just customize. Okay, this is perfect. I'm gonna go with this. Okay, and then now I want like a type of gradient thing going on, so I'm gonna choose one of these variations. There we go, and I'm just gonna type what I want on my thumbnail. So for my thumbnail title, I want to say 29 days in quarantine. It looks a bit small, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bold this. Let me increase the font size, and then okay, and now I'm going to bold it. Okay, so that's perfect. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna open my second Microsoft Word tab, and I'm gonna hit insert and click on screenshot and go on screen clipping. This is a wonderful technique if you're struggling with trying to get text in Photoshop. So now that we have this image, we're just gonna save the picture, and I'm gonna call it let's see, yeah, so I'm gonna call it the words. Yeah, LOL. Save. Okay, so going back over to Photoshop, guys, and I'm gonna teach you guys how to remove the background in Photoshop. Now, because the subject for this, so because we're working with a solid color background, if you can see the background is white, it could be another color, but it's so easy for the software to separate the subject from the background. Because it's a solid color background, you can go ahead and you can select the magic wand tool. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna select magic wand, and see, Photoshop does a great job at differentiating between the subject and the background. But if you realize now, not everything has been selected, because now if we go ahead and we click the delete button, this is what's gonna happen. Let me click the eye for the first layer. You see that? Not everything is cut out properly. So we're just gonna undo all of that, and I'm gonna show you the proper way how to do that, how to avoid this from happening. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we click the magic wand tool again, and we're gonna try to get the inside of this cutout. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna click the quick selection tool, and we're just gonna click in between these little things. Okay. So now we're gonna hit the delete button, and we're gonna click the eye button on the first layer, just to see the transparency. So that's good. When you see that checkerboard, you know that you have a transparent image. You know that there is no background. So we're going to save this as a PNG file. It's very important that you save it as a PNG file so that you won't get no background. So I'm just gonna rename this so we won't get confused. Let me put transparent and save. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna save this image as well. I didn't save it, so let me just save this to a JPEG file. Just save that, guys. Remember to change the format. It's on Photoshop by default. You don't want that. You want to save it as a JPEG. If you just save it as Photoshop, you're gonna save it in like the project format, and you don't want that. So just save it as a JPEG file or PNG or whatever. Okay, so we have that. Save. So we're gonna bring both of these images in Canva. So we're gonna upload. I'm gonna click the upload button, and we're gonna bring in both of the images that we just worked on. Let me delete that. So now we're gonna bring that into our work area. Let me delete this. There we go. This is our new background. Oh, it's double. Let me delete one. Let me delete one of this. Okay, so now I'm just resizing it. Make sure that it fills up the entire work area. There we go. And I'm gonna add my text. 29 days in quarantine. Now if you take a look, it doesn't really stand out. It just kind of blends in, so it's not really like giving you that wow factor. It's not really popping out at you. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to elements and we're going to select frames. So I selected this little marking thingy looking thing right here. Yeah, that. And I'm gonna select the color palettes and we're gonna go with white. So I put that onto my words and I'm going to send it to the back. There we go. And I'm just gonna resize it a little bit because it's too big. What's going on right there? What's going on right there? Okay, there we go. Bad idea. Okay, there we go. Okay, see, now you can see the text a little better. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna resize it and just turn it around a bit, adjust it a bit, adjust it a little bit, and I'm gonna copy this. Control C, Control V. Here we have another one. And I'm gonna send this to the back. So right click, send to back. There we go. I'm gonna copy and paste it again. So get a copy of that, paste it, send this to the back because it's covering the words. Copy and paste again. Control C for copy, Control V for paste. There we go. And basically we're just gonna do this until everything is highlighted. So quarantine is big and bold now, so you see the word quarantine. So we're going to do the same thing for the above text, just doing the same thing we did, guys. Copy paste. We're copy and paste. We're copying and we're pasting the little white highlights thingy. Yeah, there we go. So now I want to underline the 29 days. I really want that to pop out for people, to pop out to the people who are viewing my thumbnail. So I'm gonna highlight 29 days so people will be like, oh my gosh, she's been in quarantine for 29 days, and you know. So yeah, I'm gonna highlight that. And yeah, that's it. We're basically done. See, we're basically done. Let me just do I want it that big? Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, so we're basically done. That's how I made the YouTube thumbnail. I'm gonna just download that now. Preparing your design. Oh my god, so exciting. There we have the thumbnail. Let me open this up. There we go. Oh, isn't that cute? And this is gonna be my thumbnail. Yeah, so that's how I made my thumbnail, guys. Okay guys, that's it for today's videos. Please do not forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you want more videos like this, just comment down below or send me a DM at this at this handle. Yeah, and yeah, that's it for today. Bye guys, stay safe.